So can you first just say your name and what brings you here today?
Hi, I'm Eric. I've been unemployed for several months, but I still believe in the capitalist system and everything about it. And getting tax death isn't going to help me out. It didn't help me out when I made a lot of money, and I know it's not going to help the country get me a new job.
And I mean, you said, do you fear the system going into a socialist or a fascist system right now? I mean, that's...
Well, maybe so. More than that. I mean, it's just the amount of debt that they're saddling my kid with is going to be unbelievable. I mean, we're already so far in debt. It's unbelievable. It's just, you know, it's hard to imagine tens of thousands of dollars of debt per person, and the amount that's supposed to come along over the next several years, if things work the way they're going to, is going to saddle her with so much debt I can't imagine how the country can function financially.
And some say that the Bush administration or the Reagan administration rang out more debt than Democrats typically do. I mean, do you have a specific comment to those people?
Well, I think the Reagan administration succeeded in growing the revenue out of it ultimately and making a model that did grow out of it. I think that the Bush administration did spend way too much money, and they shouldn't have done that. I think that they spent way more than they ought to have.
And do you feel like, do you blame other Republicans for that, or do you just blame the Bush or the Bush administration, or what do we do to, what needs to be done for the Republican Party?
They need to become an extremely tightly disciplined party. They need to push against pretty much any sort of spending that isn't within the bounds of the federal government's duties according to the Constitution.
And is there a certain kind of spending that you point to and say this is not what we should do, or this is what the sign of things to come?
Well, the Constitution binds the government to take care of things like defense and the judicial system and things which are, core functions. And I'm one of the sort of people who believes the rest of things should be pushed as far down toward people for accountability as possible, away from the federal government.
Okay. And your sign says you believe in the Constitution. You're a right-wing extremist. What does that mean to you?
Being a right-wing extremist or believing in the Constitution?
Let's say both. Why did you pick that sign?
Well, I don't think that being a right-wing extremist should be what's required to believe in the Constitution. But I think it's sort of come down to that point that or being libertarian is about the only way that you finally come back to that being really the core document without an awful lot of fluff tacked around it.
So what do you think that in terms of subverting the Constitution, like is there something you point to and say this is what they're doing? Like, is it money economic issues, or is it other things you'd point to?
I think that they spend. I think that the federal government takes far too much stuff into its purview that doesn't belong there, and in doing so, takes progressively more and more money to fund it. And the net effect is to try to the redistribution of wealth concept. It just makes everybody. It takes from the people who are able to generate jobs and kind of brings everybody down to a nice lower level than they would be. Yeah.
Now, a lot of people are complaining that Rush Limbaugh and other Republicans are saying that they want President Obama to fail. Is that something you agree with? Is something you have a comment on?
Well, I think that Rush has made it pretty clear that he wants the agenda items to fail. It's not specifically Obama, and he's not against the president succeeding or failing. Katya, stay near me. I'm sorry. I think that I am diametrically opposed to many of the points that Obama is pushing for and has run on, and I will do that. For the next 2 years, I will fight real hard against those, and I think that 2 years from now, there will be enough backlash that it will have changed the Congress enough to make it difficult for any of the rest of the stuff to go through.
Great. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Sure.